Hello, this is Satsuki and I'll be presenting on Manoa Falls. So this is the entrance. You can see a lot of gravels here. They're fresh and they're sharp and lightweight. If you feel like you're on a Jurassic Park trail, that's because some of the 1993 jungle scenes were shot here. So as you can see, it's a little bit moist than before, but since Manoa Valley receives the most rainfall on Oahu, the trail tends to be a bit muddy, but this day we were very lucky. And as you can see, there's not much water. "10 minutes in, there seemed to be less gravel, bigger stones, and it was a bit moist. So here I'm trying to show you guys how moist it is. It's not very muddy, but it's not dry as well. And later on, the path gets pretty narrow, where it barely fits 2 people. And then you start seeing man-made stairs and slopes. These were all covered in mud and moss, so it was pretty slippery anyways. As you can see here, there's no more gravels, but bigger stones and mud. So over here I realized that there was a steep cliff and you can hardly see it because it's covered in green, but on the edge there are mostly gravels and sediment, so it's very easy to fall down and it could be pretty dangerous for kids. Here there were a bunch of bamboos and it almost seemed like Japan. At this point, about 25 minutes in, it gets pretty muddy and slippery, and you see larger rocks as you get closer to the waterfall. This is literally like 2 minutes or 1 minute away from the waterfall. This waterfall cascades 150 feet down the mountainside, but it seems much higher in reality. Since the rockfall accident in 2002, there is a cable that keeps visitors out of the pool, but as you can see, no one seems to care, even there's many caution signs. And I'm imagining that these are the rocks that fell down. And weirdly, right there was a computer, which I don't think anyone's using. So on the way back, I focused more on the wall on the mountainside, and it seemed like everything was intact. There were no rocks or trees that seemed like it was gonna fall off. But I wanted to see how easily the mud or the soil could crumble off, and it was pretty easy. And it was pretty dry. So these are all the different animals you can see here. There are most of them are birds and mangoose and snails and frogs. So these are my favorite parts of the hike, where there's gigantic trees and these roots. So the total length of this hike was 1.6 miles round trip, and it took me about an hour to complete it. So that's all. Thank you so much.